Hello. Okay, now is when I check that we are live. 1 second. I'm checking that we are live because I'm a bit late. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to my channel. I think I will need to put like a countdown or something here, or a screen like preparing the... Yes, we are live. Perfect. Or like preparing the watercolors, the papers, the magic to go live. So, how are you doing? I'm so happy to be with you here. Maybe you see here some of my future plans. Anyway, so I hope you can see the image below, the image of the Matterhorn. I hope you can hear me well. Anyway, yeah, I hope you can hear me well. If not, let me know, please. Let me check the comments because today I'm not very prepared. Sorry, I've been running around with several things. But yeah, I don't see the chat. Why is it? I'm in the chat that normally is live. Ah, yeah, here. Chat. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. So today we are going to start the 100 painting mountain project, with the Matterhorn. It's such an iconic mountain. So I was going to paint on this super big sheet of paper, but on the other hand I thought, okay, maybe this is too much, and I don't know if it fits even my... No, the zoom is out, and it's not exactly the format of the... I don't know, it's not exactly like the format of the image, and I really like how the image looks like, so maybe I want to have a more squared paper. So yeah, I think I will use, instead of this big sheet of paper, I will use this one. But I really want to try, so maybe let's do something. Let's do a small thumbnail paintings, okay, small tests, and then a big one. Yes! But to make the format more similar to the image, because I really love that the image has this symmetry, then what I will do probably is that I will cut here one piece of this paper so we can make the paper more squared. Not really squared, but more squared. Maybe I can check the dimensions of the image. Yeah. Okay. So also I want to mention that today I will work with Chinese ink, probably, because I have here some left. As you can see, I've been recording a video this morning for the YouTube channel, so for this channel, and then in this video I asked you about what you wanted to see next between a project about the so today I don't know what to say or how to talk, sorry. So I asked you about which video you want to see next, or 100 mountain related video, or the experiments with Chinese ink and granulating medium. So basically experiments with these two, okay? And you chose to record the experiments one, and it's been so fun, really. It's been a really fun experiment, so I hope to finish the edition this week and then I'll upload it to the channel. But it was such a fun experiment, but then I want to do more things with the Chinese ink, probably. So anyway, just if you're painting, use what you got. Even if it's not black, you can use a dark blue or dark purple for this mountain. You see it's really on a grayscale, this photo. And yeah, I really want to paint with this. So I will start making some rectangles to really capture the composition. I mean, the composition, honestly, I will use something similar to the photo, but drawing it first makes me really know how to draw it later on a big piece of paper. So yeah, also I have a problem with the Chinese ink, and it's that it's so dark. Like, even if you want like a small amount, it's super dark. So I really need to be careful and not use a lot of Chinese ink. Use more water than ink. And also I will have here next to me, just in case, the granulating medium, because I had a lot of fun this morning with the video. So I may use some of the techniques I found this morning. And right now I realized I forgot about my water. Yes. Okay, I'm coming back. Just 1 second. I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't take the cleanest bowl, but it's fine. I think that is gouache from our last painting, our last mountain painting. Also, I've been using splattering. I've been making some stars this morning, and I can show you what I did. Voila! So yeah, this will come in a video very soon. So let's focus. So I'm using here Hanemule, yes, 100% cotton cold press paper. I will try to make a bit of zoom, because if not you will not be able to see what I'm drawing. Perfect. So let's see. I would love to know if you are painting along or not, so please let me know in the comments. That would be awesome. And also, I was telling you something about this mountain. This mountain is very iconic because it's very well known for being appearing in the package of the Toblerone chocolate. I don't know if you know about it. It's quite famous chocolate from Switzerland. It's this triangular shaped chocolate bar that has like little mountains, and then you take one chunk of the bar and it's like a triangle or pyramid or yeah, mountain like. And then the Toblerone packaging has as a logo the Matterhorn mountain. So I don't know, first time I paint these mountains I'm always super unsure of the proportions of the lines I need to make, etc. Also, it's important that you see here the shape of the part that is in shadow. So at the right side of the mountain you see part that is quite black, and then that's the part on shadow, and then this part is the part where you see more white snow. That's the part that's illuminated. So yeah, I'm sorry you cannot see much right now. But yeah, we will fix it in a moment. Just trying to understand how this mountain looks like. And I will take my fine liner, up here, Unipin fine liner, and then I will make more definitive lines just to see if we can see more clearly how the shape of the mountain is, and then maybe fix things here and there, or yeah, modifying the next example I make something else. And I've seen this mountain only once. I mean, close enough, only once. But yeah, from very far away I've seen it many times, but really close only one, because I've only been to Zermatt, which is the town where this mountain is, once. So I want to come back one day. Okay, yeah, I think this part is more triangular, so more yeah, something more like that. Okay, that's fine. Let's do another try here. Yeah, let's try again, and in this case I will start much more intelligent, because if you make a prism pyramid, oh my god, pyramid, yeah, if you make like a pyramid, then you can you can more easily see where the small rocks are placed, etc. Oh my god, how embarrassing. I'm not sure if I will upload the reply later. Okay, so the peak is really like round, you know, and then it goes a bit there, and then poke, and then and then like that again, I don't really like how this pencil, this mechanical pencil, behaves on this paper. Honestly, I don't really like it. It's like this was an A and 2H or 3H, but it's an HB, right? Yeah, it's an HB. Oh, this is so cool. So you see here, this is the first time I see this. Well, with the light you cannot see it very much, but you have here HB, I think. Can you see that? HB. But you can move this to put B. So mainly, depending on the lead that you put into this mechanical pencil, you can modify here the lead you have. So that's so cool. That's super cool, honestly. Okay. Stop the small talk, free. And just paint. Yeah, I think this part I've made it. I think this part is much better done now. This part is what we improved from the last drawing. So mainly all this part, even if here we can see some snow, it's in shadow, so I can maybe do that. Really, I hate pencils in this paper. I love the paper for watercolors, but for pencil, it's horrible. Okay. I mean, all the part is in shadow, of course. Let's do something. This is more shadow, much more shadow. I don't only like to take the color composition, but also I start to get a feeling on how the final drawing will look like. And this is also in shadow, but less. This part, it's partly shadow, partly not. So this is a bit of shadow, but then nope. Yeah, okay. And then here you have the peak in shadow mainly. So I'm doing very fine lines for the shadowing. If it's light shadow, and then darker lines when darker, or just a second round of lines when it's darker shadow mainly. And then this is not in shadow, but this mountain really has some rocks here and there. And what I really like is that this mountain has very special shape, don't you think? And this is something I have been learning since I started the 100-day project, is that the rocks and the lines that you make on your mountain need to accompany, like need to go with the direction of the plane where they are. So if I can explain it a bit better, because it's not that easy to understand. Mainly if this plane that where I'm putting now the rocks, if this plane is like this, okay, then we will put the lines like this. This plane is like this, you need to put the lines like this, the straight lines, you see. So the lines belong to the plane where they are, so the lines need to follow the structure of the plane where they are. I hope you understand what I mean. So it doesn't make sense if I do here this line, because okay, it's a straight line, but it doesn't match with the plane where I am. So it makes much more sense to do this, and this is a straight line in that plane. So yeah, that's really helpful, honestly, at least for me. For me, learning that was a really, really good thing to learn. And the same for the horizontal lines, okay? It's not only for vertical lines, also for the horizontal ones. And yeah, I mean, right now I'm doing all these kind of here and there rocks, but all this with watercolors will go in dry brushing technique, because it makes all the sense to do this in dry brushing technique. Okay, so okay, that's a second composition. Now, just to try something different, I'd like to, let me just make this a bit more like this. Okay, now what I want to do is zoom out a bit, because I see that I'm missing the lower part of the mountain. So I will zoom out a bit for the next rectangle. I will do it a bit wider. It's more wide or wider? More wide, I think. Okay, anyway, so yeah, let me do something else here. Instead of dividing the paper in two, I will divide it in thirds. And then, yeah, let's put that here. You have the okay. This is something like this. I'm sorry, I get so focused when I draw. That I don't talk that much, but that's also fine, because I can focus better. And honestly, on the other side, if I don't talk, maybe I'm not trying to paint with my right side of the brain. Right side, yes. Yes. I don't know if today is the best day to have a live session, honestly. And I hope you have seen it already, but today we start with the Paint Yourself Happy Challenge. Well, it's not a challenge, but a month. Start with the Paint Yourself Happy month. And this is a project that Simone, my friend Simone, started some years ago. And in this project, we encourage you to experiment and try different things when painting. I think, yeah, experimenting is such a important part of an artist, of any artist, honestly. I think by experimenting you find really interesting techniques. It can help you find your style much more. So yeah, I really like this one. You see, I thought with these two drawings I was saying, yeah, something is missing, you know, I'm zooming in too much. And now with this one it's like, yes, this one is the one. And that's just because I tried 3 times, you know. If that's what's powerful from using thumbnails. When you use thumbnails, you can try these sketches several times, even the colors, even the composition, etc. So you can find the version that you like the best. And this is the case here. So let me try to replicate this. Okay, so I like this version much more than the other one. I will add again the shading, if you don't mind, just to make sure I understand the reference photo. Okay, so now I've been able to realize that the shadow down here is not a shadow anymore. And then also here I have a lot of shadow, but not down there anymore neither. So this part was not on shadow. Now let's make darker shadows for the darker parts. This is all rock. It's a bit more of rocks here and there. And then, yeah, this part is definitely more shadowy. I mean, you don't need to. Oh wow, what happened? I'm still streaming or not? I'm not sure, because it's showing me like an error saying that something happened while recording. I'm not sure. I think I'm still live, so I will continue. Anyway, you don't need to really make all the details right now. It's just that you get to understand how's your painting. Okay, so that will be it, more or less. Here, this is not a shadow, but it's really a dark part of the mountain. Here we have some dark parts as well, not a lot. Then here, I love this peak. I love when the peaks of the mountains are a bit rounded. I mean, we have some amazing mountains for the February month that have very impressive peaks. For example, the Lady Doudrou or Laila Peak in Pakistan, I think. Yes, Laila Peak, it's called. Those peaks are really, really pointy and awesome. I know what happened, so I'm still able to, yeah, I'm still able to stream, but my recording stopped. So just let me quickly check what's happening with the recording. Movies. Okay, 1 second. Movies. Yeah, what happens here? Is it because I don't have space left? Okay. Yeah, I think it's because I don't have enough space on my laptop. But that's fine. We can allow this streaming session to be only streaming. It's not a problem. So again, trying to understand here what are the parts where the rocks are darker. I love that the teeth of the watercolor paper makes you do very, very random strokes, like not random, but really shaky and imperfect. Okay, yeah, we will add details later, but at the end, I know this is the one I want to paint. So what are we going to do next? We are going to practice a bit with the Chinese ink. And you see the Chinese ink, I realized today, you will see it in the video if you watch it when I upload it, the Chinese ink can get dry, and once it's dry you cannot usually re-wet it. So this is something I had to learn today. Okay, I told you that it's okay to not record this session, but I don't want to. I want to record it, so if you just give me 1 second. Maybe I can check. Yes. Maybe I can check. Okay, I can check if I can remove some of the videos. I'm emptying my bin. I'm emptying my bin. Empty bin. Yes, please. Do I have space now? Yes, it looks like I have more space. Okay, so there's a part that we missed, but that's okay. We are here again. Now, let's see what happens. I will add a bit more of Chinese ink. I told you already I don't want to add a lot of Chinese ink because it's very, very deep and dark already by itself. And yeah, so you can see even diluted with water is very dark. So I will need to really take some wells to dilute it more. And what I really like about the Chinese ink is that it has a warm gray. So that's really interesting. It's not a cool gray, it's a warm gray. Here, honestly, I'm mixing it a bit with white gouache just to see how it looks like. What do you think? Looks nice, right? It's, yeah, you see, it's like a warm gray. I'm really surprised with the Chinese ink. And honestly, it's called Chinese ink or India ink. So I don't know why. Does someone know why it's called that way? Maybe it's because it was invented in Asia and I imagine that this was used for calligraphy in China or in Asia. And what I want to try to practice as well, because this morning when I recorded the video that I will publish on, I was not able to really get the hang of dry brushing. So I think it's very important to dry brush with a mountain like the Matterhorn. I mean, with this pencil brush, sorry, it's much easier. So yeah, practice the dry brushing technique a bit before. What I can see now is that the dry brush technique cannot be very dark. Like, I don't manage to make it very dark. Let's see, without diluting the ink. Yeah, you see, without diluting the ink, it's very difficult. Okay, these are darker. Yes, this is enough. Okay, I think this will be fine. With this brush, it's much easier to do because this brush has stiff bristles. So yeah, it's very, very easy to do. So I don't know how this brush is called. It's like a very short, flat brush. Do you know the name, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so let's make something else because I'm not sure how possible it is to make gradients with Chinese ink. So I thought, let's make a gradient. Shall we? This is not my favorite brush for gradients anyway. But yeah, it looks like it's possible. So that's fun. That's very fun. Okay, I had a problem while recording again, but we will ignore it. Yeah, it reminds me of water-soluble graphite, honestly. Maybe we can do something because this is our test page. That's fine. Can we take the water-soluble graphite and make next to this a kind of gradient as well? I mean, this graphite I think is much more silver or something like that. It's not as black. This graphite is from Art Graph. Yeah, it's not as potent in terms of tinting strength, I would say. And it's much more gray, silver. And a Chinese ink. So have you tried the graphite from Schminke? I know they recently launched a couple or 3 tubes of watercolor graphite. So yeah, so this is the difference. This is warmer than this one is cooler, and then this is more gray and the other one is more dark black color. So I'm very happy with this try. Now I would like to pass to our painting. By the way, I didn't show you this, and I think it will be interesting for you to see. Today the water will be so dark because yeah, we're playing with. I didn't show you this yet. You will be able to watch the video. I mean, if you're watching this live, you will not have the video yet because I need to edit it. But if you're watching the replay, then yes, you can find the video somewhere here if I remember to put a card or in the description below. So here I have Chinese ink and I have granulating medium, and then I can do the following. Okay, and then I can do the same with water, just for you to see the difference. I also discovered this morning. That's why you need to experiment and play with your supplies without fear, without thinking that you are wasting art supplies. Oops, sorry, you cannot see anything. I was just painting this other circle because here I use granulating medium and here I will use water. Yeah, I put too much water, but it doesn't matter. We'll let them dry and you will see later. So now let's go for the bigger painting. I don't know if we should go for this size. Yeah, let's go for this size. The other bigger size I think is too much. It's too much right now. I will take some washi tape here. Yeah, you can see my cabinet full of things that is not really organized yet because I moved. Well, I moved in August, so I should probably stop using that excuse. But I didn't find a way yet to organize my art supplies in this room. First of all, it's much smaller room than the one I had before when I lived in another apartment. And second, yeah, I maybe have too many things. That could be one of the issues. But yeah, for now, maybe I need to do a cleanup. I mean, I did a small cleanup already, but maybe I still have too many things for this room. And the space is very limited, so I don't have storage neither. I only have this big cupboard, and then this drawer. And that's all, and everything art related should fit there, and it's pretty difficult. Okay, let me read your comments while I take some water. I don't see any comments for now, so that's fine as well. I will just take one photo. It's just to tell my in my Instagram that we are live. Okay, so stories. If you are painting alone, you can now take the time to take some water. If you want. I will put or take some snacks. If you want, so that's fine. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit tired today, so I don't want to paint for 3 hours, but it's true that I really want to paint the Matterhorn. It's one of my favorite mountains so far. Okay, so let's then draw on this paper again. I will not use the same mechanical pencil than before because I don't like it, but I will take the here. I will take the sketch we did before because I really like how it turned out. And then if you see here, I did this grid, the rule of thirds, sorry, and then I can can make this on a bigger paper. That's what I mean. Oh my god. Of course we will do dramatic sky behind. I mean, somehow dramatic. It shouldn't be too dramatic because the focal point of the painting is the mountain, but yeah. Okay, so more or less here, and then of course the painting will not be perfect. I mean, I'm not trying to make the perfect shape of the mountain, okay? But we can make a pretty good version. Okay, I think this is too short already. We should, you see, I want here to put the top. No, you cannot see because you don't see that. Yeah. So I kind of want to make here like the top of the mountain, and it's here. So we need to move everything a bit to the side. But that's fine because you know about that when you start making the sketch and not before. So even a bit more here, even a bit farther away. Yes, because now I have a lot of space here to fill in. Have a lot of space to fill right now. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm checking more my drawing than the photo. And I think that's okay too. I think that's completely fine. And yeah, you can start with really rough sketch of the painting. Yeah, sorry, I cannot go very far away, but yeah. So I don't like this. This is two at the top, you know, two in the middle, and in the mountain it's more here. This rounded. It's more at the base of the mountain and not so at the middle. And also there are several ways you can do this. You can do this with the highest point in the middle. You can do this with the highest point here by doing this. See? So yeah, I think it's more like the second way of doing it. So it's more like, yay. I'm not too convinced yet, so I will keep sketching. I will keep sketching until I'm convinced. Okay. And then here there's this diagonal. So at the end you need to follow the diagonals everywhere. And then yeah, if you follow the diagonals of the mountain more or less, it should be fine. Yeah, it's more like this. And I know there are a lot of people who doesn't use rubber, and I think that's a great challenge, honestly, to not use a rubber, because like that you can make more confident strokes. But I also think that it's perfectly fine that you erase some things that you're not convinced with. So yeah, I think so far is not that bad. It's not that bad. I think that this is more like that. This part, it's been really difficult for me to paint this part. I'm not sure how to paint it. Okay, apparently I didn't charge my computer, so this is what happens when you arrive very quickly from the last thing you are doing and you cannot prepare the live stream early enough. So let me plug my laptop. 1 second. Is that okay? Yes. Phew. Okay. Sometimes it's good to do this on purpose. I mean, not to not organize things, but to stop for some minutes, go take some snacks, do something else, and then come back and check again the drawing you have made. That's something that helps a lot sometimes. So I think I'm getting the hang of this angle. The problem is the angle. No. The problem is the angle. I mean, I know I shouldn't get that crazy about this angle, but having this mountain with such a unique shape, I want to make sure I'm satisfied with it. I want to make sure I'm satisfied with the sketch. Yeah, I think that shouldn't be that bad. Then here, then here next, there's a lot of peaks here next to that. Yeah. I think the key was to modify this part. This was much more straight. Yeah, that was the key. Okay, I'm happy with it now. So, yeah, like that. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, now what I'm doing is I will, yeah, I will remove the rule of thirds completely. I will erase them, but not the rest. So the mountain shape, leave it there. And we'll erase the rule of thirds. And now for the mountain, let me check again that this side is fine, because I want to make sure that I'm happy with it as well. That's fine. And then here, boom, there's quite a significant drop there. So, boom. You realize this thing starts a bit before. But yeah, honestly, you don't need to take such a long time refining the sketch. It's your painting, your rules. You invest the time you want on your painting. Don't let anyone tell you how much time you should or you shouldn't. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, I really like that. Okay. Yeah, the rest is fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rubber. Is this, I don't remember how these are called. Maybe you can help me out, or maybe I will remember. And now I will start to remove, erase the lines. It's not really erasing, it's more making them lighter mainly. What is called? Yeah, they are called kneaded eraser. Yes, I knew it was coming. Okay, so I'm sure you cannot see anything right now, but that's fine. And we will start with the background. Okay, and because I like very much the way the Chinese ink flows with the water, I will first water all the background. You can go a bit over the mountain even, because most of the silhouette will have darker ink, so we can go over the sky later. So I will make sure I have a lot of water here, because I want the background to be subtle, a bit subtle, but also interesting. So I want it to have dramatic sky, but as a background, okay? As a background, dramatic sky. So yeah, just a little bit here and there. As you can see, most of the silhouette of the painting will be black already, so don't worry of going really close to the line. It's fine. Now we'll take Chinese ink, diluted, and I will make some here and there some brush strokes so it can blend in. Okay, now here a bit more here, and because this is very wet, feel free to use darker Chinese ink, because it will really blend in and create really not that dark clouds. So for example, here I see there's more darker ink there. So don't be afraid of using darker ink when needed. For example, here I see a bit of darker cloud, and here, yes, here a lot of darker clouds. And this is good if we make them clouds go around the mountain. That is seen as something very artificial, because the clouds don't care about where the mountain is. So make sure you give continuity. For example, this cloud only arrived until here, but then I said, no, this cloud is wider here, it's more wide here, so that means it will go behind the peak, and that's fine. See, so we painted behind the peak, and that's something that I need to practice a lot, because it's not really intuitive for me to let that Okay, so for now we'll leave it like this, the background, and now it's time to plan a bit the foreground. Okay, for the foreground, what do we do? So I will take a smaller brush. I don't really like this brush. I will try to find the other one that I used this morning. I don't really like this brush because the bristles are really too flexible. Like they don't have a snap, you see? They have a snap, but it's not really, nope. So I was using a brush this morning. Maybe I went to clean it. Or maybe it's here. Okay. Here I also found some that I like. If you can see this one. This one was a big one, and then I cut it out so I can use it for gouache and watercolors. And yeah, I think this one has a good size. It's like a cat tongue shape. And then I'm also letting this to dry a bit. And why not using this shape, like dagger shape pencils? Brushes. Why do I keep saying pencils? This one could also be. Let me see if this one has a point. More or less. Well, more or less, it has a point. So, yeah. I think we'll be fine with those. So, which part will I paint first? I think it's easier to paint the shadow part first, always. This part. It's the one that requires more layers because you need to make a first layer that is more subtle, more diffused, and then make the details on top. I will anyway open the photo on my computer as well. Let me see, because I can open it bigger mainly. Right now I have it super small like you, and then yeah, remember that you can get the photos on my community if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I would like to paint this part first. When this dries, I will do that. And because that part, as you can see, it has many textures, like yeah, rocks here and there, and yeah, lighter rocks, darker rocks, etc. I will try to use the granulating medium for that because I really love the effect. So there the pigment will separate with the granulating medium, and it will make the texture more visible. So I will try to do that, but before that we can really make sure some parts will remain whitish. So the parts where we have snow mainly. So this is one of the parts. Let me check if you can see that correctly. Nope. Let's go. Yes, so on this shadow part, I'm trying to draw where the white snow is, okay? Even if it's in shadow. So it's here. I see some patches of white here. I mean, we can really add them later with gouache, but I wouldn't like to. I would like to leave them as they are right now. Of course, here are some, but they're not really white. They are more light gray. So potentially here, potentially. It's just so I make sure this part, all this part, like this is all this will be white mainly, with a bit of dry brushing. Yeah, so I think here we will be able to really make the texture work. I tell you, nothing gets me so focused than painting. Here's more of a dry brush. So here we'll do with dry brush technique. I will then paint mainly this part with Chinese ink and granulating medium. Okay, so the Chinese ink I will use will not be super dark, I would say. No, I want it to be more grayish than black. The background is mostly dry. Yeah, it's mostly dry, honestly. Looks like the granulating medium, I learned this morning as well, works better when you use more water. I don't know if you knew that, but it looks like it's the case. You know what? I'm not sure if I should do a wash first. I think yes. I think I will do a wash first. Mainly over everything, because this wash will serve as a base tone for the snow that is in shadow as well. So I will cover also the parts that we have penciled as snow parts, because the water I'm using is not 100% transparent. It has some tint from the previous background that we painted. So I think that will be fine. Here I brought like a kind of part, yes, sorry, that is not so interesting. Yeah, so if this happens to you and you don't want to have Chinese ink there, you can take paper towel, your wet but not damp brush, and really pick up the color. So your brush should be a bit thirsty. Okay, and if it's thirsty, it will take up the water, and if it takes the water, it takes the color as well. Okay, so that's fine. Now we can start with the granulating part. Let me put some drops of granulating medium into the palette. Maybe I will show you how to do this first. So mainly here on my palette I have some different amount of Chinese ink in the walls, and then I will take a pipette, if I can find it, And if I don't find it, I take a new one. And we can repeat this until I run out of pipettes. Okay, so I will take with a pipette a bit of this, and I will put 1, 2, 3, 4. For now, just 4. I think it will be fine. 4 drops of granulating medium. And I can see already how the pigments are separating, so that's fun. Okay, so we're here again. What should we do now? Now what we should do is to paint here and there the parts. Here you can be very messy, can be super messy. You should be super messy indeed, because that will give the feeling of different texture here and there. I don't know if you can see it on the paper, but I can see on the palette what's happening. Check it out. Can you see all the pigments separating? Maybe I should add a bit more so it's not so separated. Yeah, can you see those separate? That's the magic. That's the magic, because we'll have I forgot to paint that part with the dark. And then this part, if you remember, we will leave it. I'm adding a bit more of Chinese ink, so bigger concentration of Chinese ink here and there. Okay, so this is how it looks so far. I know it's a bit weird that we have the water coming onto the sky, but that's fine. You can either smooth it out with a brush, just let it be, why not? Now for this part, because this part is not really on the shadow. I'm using more Chinese ink directly. And don't worry about this other part that we just painted, because we are coming back with darker version of Chinese ink. We're trying to make a lot of rock texture, that's the thing we're trying to do here. So I don't know if this will turn out good, honestly. I just think, okay, we will try this thing and see what happens. Of course, if you can okay, that was not intended, but we can use it. And now is where your dry brush technique can come handy. So places. So I take Chinese ink, I really remove the excess, and then try to use it here. And what we are trying to do here is to follow the way the rocks fall on the plane, as I told you before. And the cool effect here is that the part where we don't have shadow, it's more clear to see, and the part where the shadow is more fluid. You know what I mean? It's like more texture. Can even add a second layer of darker snow here if I see it's not dark enough with the surroundings. And I'm very sorry because you cannot see the part I was painting, so here it is. Okay, I know this looks a bit weird right now, but we will not worry at all. We'll take now I'm just taking some Chinese ink, and we will go to the sunny part. On the sunny part we can see on the top there are some rocks, but it's mainly dark, it's mainly black, this top part. And yeah, this top part we didn't do it yet, but we will do it later. There is a lot of shadow there. So we'll make sure that shadow is done later. And also I want to make sure that the bigger pieces of white can be seen, okay? Sometimes you don't need to use the photo reference so much. It's more about following the direction of the lines or of the plane that's there, okay? So yes, now you can see here there's like a big see that the rocks are very horizontal there everywhere. So this ridge just along the edge of the painting of the mountain, I will make this dry brush technique. We'll stop there because I want to see where I am on the left side as well. And then on the left side I start to have peaks here, and I see that most of them are really black. So I paint them black. If they are really black, I paint them black. I'm putting a bit more water here because I see there is a very dark part here and I don't want to make it definitively dark. So I'm doing it a bit gray, and then we'll see how we will deal with this, okay? The good thing about this dark gray part is that you can see a shape forming on the white part as well, and it's easier to paint, I think. And then to this darker part you can add some shadows, so darker parts of Chinese ink, yeah, to make it more texture. We will come back to it later and we will continue with the dark part, okay? So what else can we see here? We can see that this shadow part is bigger than we expected. And honestly, rocky and snowy mountains don't need to be really, I mean, you don't need to be really specific with the rocks you paint, etc., because it really depends on how much snow they have, etc. So, you know, they look differently every year, and inside of a year they look I'm being a bit more drastic with the dry brush here and there. I tried that not all the rocks look the same. Okay, so that means give it some variety to the rocks. Different shapes. Some of them are darker, some of them are lighter, some of them are more dry brush, the other are less, etc. I think that's good. Now I will come back to this part in which we have this kind of bump. Let me check if you can see that. Yeah. So we are coming to this bump because I'm a bit lost on where I am, you know, regarding the rocks. So this part I know for sure how it is and how it needs to be painted. So let's come back to it. Sometimes when you are a bit lost, you just need to do that. Come back to a part where you know where it is and what you are doing, etc. And maybe that's a good way to come back to the painting itself. So I'm doing here this line, because as you can see the mountain follows like a line like this, even I would say higher. I didn't do it high enough, but we can do it a bit later higher, like this, and then we'll have there some rocks or something, doesn't matter. So yes, I mean, today I knew this was going to be a quite long session. Because this painting has its complications. Then fulfill that part with Chinese ink, and I need a darker one. And at the end, you need to keep shaping the mountain the way you see it is or the way you like it, etc. And it's more easy to say than to do it, of course. Yeah, sometimes you just need to wait a bit, see it from afar, you know, and say, here this is happening, here this other thing is happening, etc. Okay, if you made a mistake here in the middle, you just take paper towel and a lot of water and it will mostly disappear. I mean, not everything will disappear, but it'll mostly disappear, I promise you. So now, yeah, more dry brushing. I want more dry brushing here. And here I already see that my drawing is a bit different than the painting. I'm realizing what I did differently. Honestly, that's all right. I want the painting to be exactly the same than the photograph. It's just an inspiration, so that's absolutely fine. Just make sure that you follow the plane where the rocks are. Now I stopped looking so much at the reference photo. I started to do whatever I want, because yeah, I realized that, yeah, my drawing already differs a lot from the photo, so now I'm more free to do whatever I want. And yeah, I think here I should have left more white space. I see it now. That's fine. I think that I didn't understand yet how this painting is, how the mountain is. The sketches we've done so far, I didn't understand everything, and that's why my photo and my drawing differs that much. Kenzo, oh, Kenzo is coming to say hi. Kenzo, ven. Ven, Gordy. Ven, Gordy. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa, Gordy? Ven. One second, please. Ven. He's coming to say hello. Hello, Gordy. Hello. Hello, Gordy. ¿Qué tal? ¿Sí? ¿Todo bien? I'm also silhouetting again this part. I will show you before I start dry brushing here. I will show you lots of things that are happening there. Okay, so yeah, this part is quite dark. I will make it dark. Okay, so hold on. What else? Here. This part is this part. Okay. I see that this part. So this part, yeah, this part makes like that. So here it has some shadow. Then no, and then again here shadow. So there is a kind of shape like that there. And this part is super high and full of rocks. And then this part is fully dry brushing. And I recommend you to have a piece of paper before you go with the dry brushing into your paint. I think that would have helped me a lot as well, but I didn't do it because like that you can really make sure that the spots you are painting with dry brush are the ones you want to paint with dry brush, like the shape and everything. But yeah, that part doesn't have a lot of things. It only has, yeah, that's enough, I would say. And then, yes, I know it looks a bit weird still, but bear with me, we are fixing it soon, don't worry. Here we make darker shapes because there is a glacier on top of that. I don't know if you see it. There is a glacier right there. So this it's a glacier. Oh, I'm making the shadow of the glacier there. Okay, then what else? Yeah, here more glacier, and this is not dry brush at all. This is really just diluted paint. It's like a shadow, like if it was a shadow. So same here. Here we have more snow, as you can see. Yeah, here a bit of brushing still, a bit of rocks there, here and there, but that's fine. More of these here. Okay. I start to make a rock here, but we'll only be seeing that part. And then a smaller one here. And then, yeah. Okay, so I think it's looking good so far. Okay, I realize you didn't see anything of the things I did until now, sorry. But okay, I think it's coming along very nicely. Maybe you cannot see it yet, but you will see it, you will see it. Now it will be time soon to make the details. Here we'll make some shadows as well. Here there's another part of a glacier. So this is fine. Okay. Now this part I'm trying to make a bit more detail in the rocks, but I want to show you how it looks like already. A second, I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so are you ready to see the granulating medium working? This part, do you see this part with all this pigment that's separated? That's the look I was going for when I use the granulating medium. So now what I'm doing is just giving a bit more texture to the rocks that we see here, because even if it's shadow part, you can also have darker rocks here and there. And the bad part about granulating medium is that it's truly awesome for texture, but it separates the pigment, which means the concentration of the paint is lower, you know, because of the nature of the granulating medium. What it makes is separate the pigments, and then yeah, if it separates the pigment, the concentration is lower. It's normal. So we're just helping a bit here the granulating medium to have more texture and to have more depth mainly. Okay, what else can we do here? Yes, we can do several things. I'm not looking at the painting anymore. I'm looking at the reference photo here. In this shadow, there is much more information than what we think. Yeah, it's a shadow, but it still has parts that are darker, parts that are lighter because they are rocks, etc. So perfect. What else? Something that I wanted to do before. Below each rock we put, well, especially on the top of the mountain, we can see this white shouldn't be white. This white should be dark gray because it's in shadow, pretty much. The top, all the top. Hey, look, Kenzo. Kenzo is here with me. Want to say hi, sweetie? So this part is already in shade, perfect. And now what we can do to give more dimension to the rocks is really small. So I will take a 3/0. I will come back here. So you have seen this is shadow now. Now what we will do is, oops, this brush has green paint on it for some reason. Okay, let's try again. Yes, now. So I will dilute a lot of Chinese ink, really diluted, and no, more diluted, sorry. I will take another brush. This one, I hope it doesn't have any green particles. No, maybe it has some red particles, but not green. Yeah, it's fine. So really dilute a lot your paint, and below each big rock especially you add a bit of this, because yeah, even if it's sun, there's a projected shadow, and that helps give dimension to the rocks, so they are not so two-dimensional, but they are more three-dimensional, you know what I mean? So yeah, just very subtle, but it's there. It's subtle, but it's there. Okay, I went a bit down. Yes. Here, same story. Each dark part should have like a kind of shadow. Okay, what else we can do here? We will do here some lines to show there is a glacier there. Okay, so some thin lines, vertical and horizontal lines, that tell us, hey, this is a thick part of with ice. And also give some shadow or some lines to the lighter shadows here. I mean, there's a lot of info here already. And this part, I don't know what to do with it, but I will check the photo just in case. Yes, this part is much more modeled, and the rocks go to that direction. So I will do that. I will put some rocks here going to that direction. Darker rocks. We'll make some dry brush here, or even like this. I think this is better if we cover it like in a shadow part. this the same. Need some cover up here. No, because it's more on the light side. I don't really like how this dry brushing turned out, so I will make it look like less dry brushing and more rocks. Anyway, that's the shadow part, so we said we are not going to put a lot of detail there. So something I didn't like a lot yet is that there is no line defining a bit more the shadow part. So I'm doing it now, and I'm just make some more rocks here and there, but letting the granulating medium shine through. And the weird thing about this mountain is that the rocks go in this way, like vertically, and not so much horizontally. And I know that here I've done them very much horizontally, but they are really rocks that go downwards and not horizontally. But that's fine too. That's the beauty of painting. You can do your own version of it and still be interesting, right? So yeah, a bit more here. For me, honestly, there's not a lot of things I do apart from that. I think that for me it's good enough like that. I continue saying this, but I continue adding things. I know, cannot help it. So voila. Here, yes, voila. What do you think of our painting? Now that I see it this way next to the photo, I see this is too wide or wider than in the photo. This part should be probably darker. That's also a good exercise to come back. This part should be darker, so let's make a wash there. Yeah, somehow this kind of wash, it's fine. Okay, a bit of wash here as well, that's fine. What else can I see here? That's fine. Yeah, no, I think that's fine. I think we've done here. Yeah, I see something here. We need more rocks, a bit more rocks. Okay, here we clearly need more darkness. More or less, huh? This is more or less. This is just because I want to make it similar. And yes, perfect. What else? Yeah, I think it's quite nice what we did here. I think here I should put more shadow, sorry. A bit more shadow. Maybe. No, that's fine. Yeah, indeed, that's fine. Like this. Yes. I think that's very nice. I think we had a lot of fun, at least I did. in these days I will probably come back to it and check it out and see, I think this is missing this part, or yeah, that's also okay to take time and check the painting another day later in time and add whatever you think it needs. But for me, that's really cool. I'm very happy with it. I will now do something else. I will finalize it by giving it some rocks here, because I think that's missing looking at it from a distance. Some rocks here and there, perfect. And now the best part is to remove the tape. So I will take my mobile phone because I want to record the tape removal. With one hand, this is not so easy, honestly. Okay, what else? Yes, we can do it here. Okay, last one. Last one. Voila! I'm very happy with the painting. I can see now how I could improve it next time by making this part not so thick, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. I hope you had a great time. Yeah, I hope that you enjoy it, or maybe paint it on your side. And yeah, it's very late now, so I'm very hungry. I need to eat. Hope you had a great time. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or write me a message and I will try to come back to you. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the week and join me for more painting mountains on the 27th of February. We have a Zoom mountain painting party, or you can join us for experimentation in the Paint Yourself Happy Month. All the details are on my Instagram account, so I hope to see you there, and thank